Hello, random person, who I assume is both intelligent and good looking.
What is up, guys? Rickakus here, and this is Red Text Weapons going over the Crit, a new unique weapon from the Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep DLC for Borderlands 2. So, to get right into this gun's kind of special effect is actually a negative one. Most of the time it's like a positive effect or a unique effect that has positive features, but this is straight up a negative effect. Basically, this gun is really good, and the highlight of this gun is if you look at the electrical damage dealt. It's like in the 20,000s, like that's huge. Essentially, think of this gun is the electric version of the Hellfire. Yes, it's that good, and the Hellfire is of course the legendary Malawan SMG that does fire damage, and it's just insane for damage over time. So this is basically the electrical version. Now, they can't really just give away an electrical version of the Hellfire from doing a quest, so they did something to nerf it. And what that nerf is the text "slippery when wet." The gun will actually fall out of your hands when you're reloading it, and you can see it happen to me, and you'll see it happen to me when I'm actually fighting, and it can cause some huge problems, especially because I'm a Gunzerker. So you know I play the Gunzerker, but I try to let you guys just see how the one gun does. So every once in a while I will shoot both weapons just so I survive. But a lot of the time, if you notice, I'm only shooting the one weapon just to get kind of a sense of how good the weapon is. And I was fighting Stalkers because this gun is really good against shields, and Stalkers are absolutely the most annoying things with shields. So you'll see that it's not necessarily the greatest against the Stalkers themselves, but it gets rid of their shields extremely fast. Like, this is a really good gun for stripping shields. But then in the middle of the fight, I'll just lose a gun, and then, you know, especially if I'm a Gunzerker, it sucks because the way I'm set up is I'll have a slag gun, and then I'll have like this gun, for example, to be able to slag the enemies, and also use this gun. But suddenly I'm dropping this gun, my combo might get all messed up. Like, I might just have two slag guns, which isn't that effective. So, you know, relying on this weapon and then dropping it is actually kind of a big negative, and the percent to drop it is around 10%, which is like not huge, but it's also enough to be bloody annoying. Now, the worst part that I can think of, like, dropping the weapon is annoying and everything, and it could even get you killed. But the thing in my head that is the ultimate, like, why I absolutely don't like this dropping out of my hands is that there's a lot of places in Borderlands 2 that if a gun just dropped, and you'll see that when it drops, it kind of does travel a distance. It doesn't drop exactly where you're standing. It does actually travel. That if a gun drops off a cliff, it's gone. Like, you're losing your SMG. And there's several places in Borderlands 2 where, you know, if you were to reload and just weren't paying attention, your gun falls off a cliff, it's gone forever. And that is just sucks, and it's gonna happen to someone, and they are gonna be super pissed, and it's totally unfair to them. Like, I don't really like this effect, because if something like that happens, it's not fun. It's not, you know, nerfing the gun. You've lost the gun now completely. So every time I use this gun, I'm always really paranoid about, you know, making sure that I am kind of in the middle of everything. I'm not near a cliff. So if you plan on using this gun, make sure you're doing that too. Now, again, I am a Gunzerker when I'm playing this. I would actually rather almost have this gun for a guy that can't dual wield like any of the other characters, because how I would use this gun if I wasn't playing my Gunzerker is you simply don't reload. Like, this gun has a pretty decent clip that you don't necessarily absolutely need to reload it before, you know, doing its damage, doing its purpose, and removing a shield. Basically, if I could only use one gun, what I would do is just take it out at kind of the beginning of a fight, strip anyone's shields who has them, and then just before you're gonna get to the point where you need to reload with this gun, just switch guns, and then, you know, switch to your Unkept Herald, or switch to whatever other gun you're more comfortable with, kill the guys, and then when the battle is over, go back and reload the gun for the next encounter. basically use it as, you know, kind of how I would recommend using the Storm Pearlescent gun, is just stripping all the shields of a group of enemies before entering that battle. But basically this is the SMG version of that exact same tactic, and so it's useful in a little bit more tight spaces. So I hope you enjoyed this guide. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, but as always, have a good day.